Hey everybody, it's Bob. I don't know what's going on with the Twitch feed. Let me see if I can fix that. Be back in a bit. Hello, ladies and germs. How are you? Good to see ya. You aren't seeing me apparently if you're on Twitch. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what's going on there. I think it may be because I am sending 4K video, and it may not like me sending 4K video to Twitch. Oh, because I upgraded my resolution, and I think that may be it. So I'll have to figure that out. And if you're on Twitch right now, you may be able to hear me, but you got a black screen, I think. Sorry about that. Check me out on YouTube or Facebook at Yes That Bob West, and I will, I'll interact with you. We shall interface, as they say. How you doing, everybody? It's good to see you. I'm not um I'm not gonna do any behind the scenes today. Before you ask, and I know you will, no behind the scenes footage. Today I was just going to chat and make a couple of little announcements and that sort of thing and say hello. And thank you, Carter, for the stars. I appreciate you. You're so marvelous. You really are. And yeah, so I'm gonna try to field some questions today. I've got a little bit of a sinus thing going on. I'm taking Sudafed, so I'm a little loopy. So if I start babbling on about Clay Aiken, I'll have an excuse this time. Hello, and happy St. Patrick's Day to you. I am not wearing green. I don't, sorry. What can I say? I forgot to put on my green. But as a matter of fact, if I put this guy on, I'll be wearing green. Hi there. I'm always wearing green. Wait a minute. I'm sneering. I have a case of dun 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 Elvis lip. Uh-oh. What happened here? Oh my. See, that's funny. I got this guy out of I got this guy out of storage and I didn't realize he does. He has Elvis lip. Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh my. So yeah, I no Elvis lip. Oh, look us. Yes. Oh, and Kayla, thank you for the stars. I appreciate you. So yes, yeah, he is green. So he counts. I'm wearing him. I'll put him on like a brooch. It's a Barney brooch right there, broaching the subject. Yeah. So yeah. What can I say? I'm loopy today. Very loopy today. All right, I got to catch up with questions here. What's going on? All right. Yes, right. Yep. Uh-oh. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, the unintentionally famous John Phelps has entered the chat. How are you, John? Lovely to see you, as always. Yes, and we got, yes, that's right. Oh, that's funny. See, Drew is making reference to something that Cheryl Leach once said, and that was it was kind of an in joke amongst all of us during Barney's Elvis years, which was like 90, 95, 96 or something. There was supposedly like one Elvis year in which he was a big thing. So that was pretty funny. That was pretty good. That's right. Do I wear green? I do wear green sometimes. I gotta find you here. Yes. No. I do wear green sometimes, but not today. I don't even know if I have anything green. I have a couple like green T-shirts, old, really old green T-shirts, and they're not like green because I never washed them. They were like, they were made that way. So I know I'm silly. What can I say? I am just silly today. So what else? What else are we talking about today? We're talking about various things. We're talking about oh, yeah. So again, if you're on Twitch and you're seeing a black screen, come on over to YouTube or to Facebook, and you'll be able to see my lovely mug, and I'll give you my best Elvis lip. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see. There's some interesting questions. There was somebody who asked about a while back about charity functions. And what was my favorite charity function as Barney ages ago? Well, we had a lot of little things that we did. We did we did make a wish, and kids would come to the studio, and they would actually visit the studio, get to visit the set, see the schoolyard and the school, the classroom, and get to visit with Barney. And it was really sweet and really awesome. And we had probably, gosh, I think we did, from memory, I think we did like 4 or 5 Make a Wish over the years, and then we also did we did some other charity stuff. There was a charity event, and I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was a charity event that was held at in an airplane hangar at the airport in Santa Monica, and there were quite a few celebrities there. It was, gosh, I can't remember what the name of it was. It was, but it was a kind of a gathering of celebrities to raise something, to raise awareness about something, and and I guess people paid for admission to get in and see the celebs and stuff, and some pretty big names there. It was great. I have only a couple of pictures of that day, but that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Um, and let's see. Let's see. What is the? I'm gonna. Oh, I'm gonna. Oh, oh. Look, Mark. Okay. All right. Checks in the mail. Thank you, Mark. I look great in magenta. Thank you very much. I don't look quite as good in magenta when I like wearing the Barney costume, which I only did one time, and I'm happy about that. I had the non-sweaty job, as they say, and I only wore the Barney costume one time. People still, that's Barney going by on his motorcycle as usual. I don't know if you can hear that. Looking like Elvis, riding a motorcycle. But yeah, I mean, Barney, people still approach me and say, "Hey, was it hot in the costume?" And I'll have to say, I can't say personally because I was only in it for 15 minutes one time. But it was a little warm. It wasn't too bad but they kept the studio cool for that. And the motorcycle set off somebody's alarm, somebody's car alarm. What else we got? What else we got? I'm gonna look for. Oh, and Chase asks, says Happy St. Patrick's Day. Bob and Barney, does Barney like corned beef and cabbage? Barney has had corned beef and cabbage, haven't you?
Yes, I have. As a matter of fact, it's been a while. I think that's a New Year's dish for some people. I do believe, but it's a very kind of Irish thing to eat, isn't it? That's true. I like. I may have to go out and find some of that. Okay, I'm going right now. Yep, here I go.
Special effects. What else? Endless year. Oh, Drew Pierce. Drew Pierce knows what year it was. Drew Pierce knows what year it was. Let's see. Hmm? Let's see if we can find this. Did I? Oh. Let's see. Oh, okay. I see where it is here. There he is. Drew Pierce says, if I recall correctly, Barney's Elvis year was 1993. It definitely wasn't Barney and Friends ratings peak. That was like 1996, 97, but it was when the franchise reached massive heights. And I would say that 93, 94, I would have thought it was like more like 94, but I guess maybe it was. Uh, I think maybe we started getting on like talk shows and stuff in 93 and 94. So that was what she was probably referring to, I think. But yeah, I mean, it was crazy. We were on all kinds of shows. We did the Today Show. Gosh, we did the Today Show well, I was on there. I was doing Barney. I did the Today Show like 4 or 5 times. We did Regis and Kathy Lee, which was fun. Uh, I mean, Regis was hilarious. He was down on the floor. He was playing with the kids that they had brought in and stuff. It was great. It was so awesome. And then we did John and Lisa Gibbons and John Tesh. And we also did, we were on Phil Donahue. We were on Donahue, as a matter of fact. And we were talking to our peoples were talking to David Letterman's peoples. And we almost got Barney on Letterman. Although I have to say that, if Barney had been on Letterman, I think Letterman would probably have kind of roasted him. I mean, we wanted to get on there, and it probably would have been a gas, but he might have, how snarky Dave can be, and he probably would have roasted Barney pretty good. I would imagine. He roasts everybody pretty much, so he's very democratic about that, very fair. Very, very fair. What else? Oh, see. Going to search. Oh, hey, here's Brandon Smith. Hello, Brandon Smith. Welcome. Brandon says, got to be part of a Make-A-Wish at Sesame by accident because I had a puppet. Quite a moving experience. It really is. It really is amazing. It can be tough to do those because you know that this child is probably not going to be with us for too much longer. But giving them those experiences, it's so awesome. Their reactions are amazing, and they absolutely love it. Of course, any kid generally who meets Barney absolutely loves it. All except for some of the really little ones who would, when we did meet and greets, some of the really little kids would be like so excited to be standing in line and only holding their mom's hand, walking up to getting up there one person at a time for the meet and greet, and suddenly it's their turn, and they just burst into tears because they don't know how to handle it. When they're kids, when you're really young, you have a hard time dealing with your emotions, and but eventually, most of the time, they would stop crying or come up to Barney, and it was so great. But Barney doesn't like making kids cry at all, but they were crying in a good way because they were, he's a big influence in their life. What else? What else? Looking here. Oh, what else? Let's see. Uh, hey, Stomp Chomp Roar! Woohoo! Should we add a Barney doll to the inside of the Dino Bus? I don't know. That's up to you. I would not complain. He could be He could be like if you're setting up like a little mini museum inside the bus, right? He could be like in a glass container, like in a vacuum or something to preserve him, or a nitrogen-filled glass container, so that he won't have experience any rot, bacteria and bugs, can't get to him, and he would be in suspended animation in your Dino Bus. That's such an exciting project. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. I have to catch up. I don't know if you've posted. You've probably posted more pictures and/or video lately, and I haven't seen those. So I must check it out. Who else? Uh-huh. Naphtali asks, does Barney like any other food other than peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Oh, yes, he does, definitely.
Oh, absolutely. Nuts and cheese. Wait a minute. Here am I. I'm over here. I'm focusing. There I am. Nuts and cheese. And some of these. Let's see. Apples. I like apples.
Wait, he's eating my apple. He likes all kinds of healthy snacks and generally good foods. A balanced diet is a good thing. Not too many carbs, not too much, not too much sugar, that sort of thing. It's important. Let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna look this up. And I have to say, I think this question was asked last time, as a matter of fact, and I think I answered this or a time before, and that is, have you had a chance to watch the Spanish dub of Barney? And I saw a long time ago, I saw the dub from Mexico that they did, and and it was interesting because they decided, the local folks decided in Mexico to make Barney sound like this very popular kind of sound that a lot of cartoon characters had in Mexico at the time. And that was to make him sound like this. Oh, Tina, zippity está muerto. And that's not really Barney. It was kind of weird. They kind of took off on a tangent there, but Barney, the Barney producers kind of said, "Hey, please stop that." And got him back. I think after that, that was kind of a lesson in quality control. After that point, and making sure that all of the different local, what is it, co-productions, the local co-productions around the world were following the cookie cutter pattern for Barney, to make sure that he sounds like himself and has that kind of warm, gentle sound, as well as being fun, but not that raspy thing, because that was very, very different, very different. What do we got? What do we got next? What do we got next? Oh yeah, Blake saying, my favorite story you told was when the reporter tried to get Barney to say a crossword. And Barney said, "Crossword? I love those puzzles." Yeah, Barney's pretty good in interviews. He just doesn't he doesn't give in to temptation. Let's see here. I'm searching the comments for the word favorite, and there are 5,000 questions involving the word favorite. James asks, "What's your favorite place?" My favorite place, boy, that's hard. My favorite place is hanging out with my family, I think, which is something I don't get to do that often, and hopefully I'll get to get up there to where they are pretty soon, because it's been a while. And otherwise, locality-wise, my favorite place would be, could be New Zealand, I think, where they shot Lord of the Rings, and you see all that gorgeous scenery and everything. It looks like that. It really does. As a matter of fact, I have a video that I need to show that I still haven't shown. I keep talking about showing it, but it's something that I did when I was in Queenstown, in New Zealand, in NZ, and I have to show that. It's been a while, but I will. It's been a while since I started putting that video together, and I think I have it in shape now, because it was in pretty rough shape, because it was a VHS, and I had to kind of restore it a bit. So what else was the question? So many questions about the favorite thing. Hey, this brings up an interesting point. If you're going to ask a question, either here or on my page or something, the best chance, if you want to give yourself a better chance of having your answer, your question selected to be answered, try to avoid certain kinds of questions. And here's a tip. Here's the secret. Avoid, "What is your favorite?" Avoid, "What was it like?" And avoid, what was the third one? What was your favorite? What was it like? And there was a third one I'll think of in a minute. I didn't prepare myself for this today. But if you ask a question that is, or do you remember? That's the other one. Or do you like? All of those. Those questions are generally like yes and no questions. That's yes and no answers. So if you want to get a question answered, ask a question that is less just yes or no, or what is your favorite thing? And I would just say one thing. But the what is your favorite? Those questions get asked so often, and there's I have a frequently asked questions list on my page, and one of the things is what is your favorite XYZ? and what is your favorite episode, what is your favorite song, et cetera, et cetera. So if you get away from those kinds of questions, it's more likely that I'm going to answer, because those questions get asked all the time, and they're probably on the FAQ, on the frequently asked questions list. Um, so yeah, it's about it's partly about not just giving an interesting. It's about giving an interesting answer is a big part of it, and the fact that that those questions just get asked a lot. So there's a tip for you, a professional tip, a pro tip, as they say, to increase increase your increase your chances of getting increase your chances of getting a question answered. Oops. All right. So I'm going to stream. I have to scroll down through everything new now. La, 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 dee, 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 dee. Um, I have, and then there are these questions that I have no idea how to answer, like this one. I really don't know, Mark. It's a good question. I think part of it is that I think the Wingster kind of scared a lot of kids. I think that's the thing. He was kind of funky looking. He had these bulging kind of features in the in the chin and the and a lot of kids were kind of scared of him. So I think they kind of got away from him. But he wasn't a bad guy. He was just playful, really. But yeah, it's too bad he didn't make a return visit. I kind of wonder what it would have been like uh, if they had brought him back, but they redesigned him. That might have been an interesting thought. How would that work? How would that work? All right, what else? What else here? Um, here, here's an interesting question. Uh, ZZ Squad asks, "Do you know a musician?" Yes, I do. I know many, 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 many musicians, including my brother. He's a musician, and my nephew, and a lot of people I know are musicians. And I'm not. I don't play an instrument, but I do sing. And so, while I'm not a musical instrument kind of musician, I do some I do some of that music stuff. Let's see here. Brandon Smith says, "The Wangster Shin gave me Jay Leno vibes." That's a good point. I could do my Jay Leno. He was kind of Leno. Talk differently, though, I think. Just a little bit. What else here? Mm-hmm. Here's some. We got this, and we got this, and we got this. Well, while we've got everybody pretty much gathered here now, I think I'm going to get to show a thing or two here. I'm going to play this little announcement thingy because I am going to be in San Antonio on May the 12th, 10th through 12th at the NostalgiaCon. And this is my first booking for a convention for 2024. And hopefully there will be plenty more. I would like to come to your city. If you would like me to come to your city or someplace close to you, find a convention that invites folks like me and get in touch with them and ask them to invite me as a guest. That is the best way to get folks at the conventions to invite us guest types. But it's gotten, the whole convention circuit thing has really changed over the last few years. And right now, one of the most popular things to have as a focus at conventions is the whole anime thing. And anime dubbers are the most popular guests right now. So I'm not doing any anime dubbing right now. Hopefully, maybe in the future that might happen. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. hopefully I can get to a couple of more conventions. Actually, the NostalgiaCon has a Houston show as well. I haven't been invited to that one yet. If the San Antonio show goes well, maybe I'll be invited to that one. If you're in the Houston area, please contact the NostalgiaCon at thenostalgiacon.com and ask them to have me as a guest. Um, and I think they might actually have a New Orleans show as well at some point. But but so yeah. Speaking of San Antonio, I lived in San Antonio for quite a while. I went to college there, went to Trinity University, and it's like my favorite city, pretty much. It's my favorite home city for sure. And I haven't been back there. I've only been back a couple of times in the last many years, 2, 3 times or something, 4 times, I guess. And that's not enough. So this is gonna be great because I hope to get together with some friends who are there, and like I was saying in my post, I have to catch up on my Tex-Mex food because I love it. It's yummy. But yeah, I'm really gonna be I'm happy to get back to San Antonio, and I hope to get to your city. So talk to your local convention promoter and ask them to invite me as a guest. That's the best way to make that happen. Best way to make it happen. We're gonna ask here. Let's see. And here's a question from Joseph, and he's asking, "Do you have footage of when you reprised your role as the voice of Barney for the launch of the Sprout Network?" And the answer to that is no, I do not. I'm sorry, I don't have any behind-the-scenes footage. There are photographs. Somebody had some photographs of that event uh, posted online. And I can't remember exactly where they were, but but yeah, I mean, there was. I wish I had video of the event because it's the only time that I worked uh, with Carol Spinney and with Big Bird, and with as a matter of fact with Oscar the Grouch, because we did some promotional things when we weren't doing the kind of there was a launch event and there was a stage and there was kind of a little kind of a festival atmosphere, and then we did what's called a satellite tour, which is where we go in a studio and there are cameras on us and we do our thing and we talk to news anchors and such at different news stations around the country. And so it's kind of a remote interview thing, and that's always fun. I had such a great time with Carol doing that. He was so much fun, so much fun. Such a great man. Miss him a lot. What else? What else we got here? I'm trying to. Oh, no, my iPad keeps going out here. Yeah, so I got my iPad here, and all of this is Emmy behind the scenes sending me messages to suggest different things that I could, different questions that you have thrown at me, because it's really hard for me to keep up with the stream, especially since we've got I don't know how many now. Well, we've got 85 people in the chat in the various on the various services. So lots and lots, hundreds of comments, hundreds of questions, or whatever. But yeah, I oh yeah, there's something. Let's see. Oh, let me see if I can find this question. Uh, oh, here's a question. Did you meet Gordon from Sesame Street? I have never met him. I did not meet him, as a matter of fact. No, I've met several other people, uh, and several other people while I was there. Peter Linz took me on a little tour of the soundstage while they were shooting Sesame Street. So I got to say hello to a couple of people. Kevin Clash, Jerry was there, a couple of other puppeteers, and that was awesome. That was really awesome. And so yeah, whoops, my computer is complaining at me. Um, Yeah, I am. Whoops. Somebody sent me 100. Who sent me that 100, Emmy? 100 stars. Hmm? Oh. So I'm gonna let's see. I'll look for this question here. And Kyle asks, "What other voices did you do?" The voices of Jasper and Pasquale at Chuck E. Cheese for the animatronics. I did that. I did them, and I used to do lots and lots and lots of radio commercials. And so, especially if you were living in the Texas area region, that like three-state region around there, I did a lot of regional. I did some national commercials, and so and those were so much fun. We had some ad agencies that we worked with who kept coming back to me for various characters and things. Did a lot of commercials for the Austin American Statesman with Kathy Kauser. And I call Kathy Kauser my radio wife because we worked together a lot, often cast as husband and wife. But for the Austin American Statesman, she was always the operator, the customer service representative, and I was always calling in and asking various questions. And I was the guy who tried to who called in and said, could you put a a newspaper machine at such and such an address?" And she would ask, "And why do you need that? Where is that? Would that happen to be at your home?" "Well, yes." and I and and so she would politely inform me that you don't have to have a newspaper dispensing machine in front of your home. You can actually get home delivery. That was fun stuff. Oh, who sent? I asked the question, who sent 100 stars? And it was Emmy herself. She just left off the I. I sent you. She's being humble. Thank you. Thanks, Emmy. You're so awesome. She not only volunteers, she pays me stars to volunteer. Is that the way it's supposed to work? I don't know. I like it. Love you guys. You're awesome. What else? What other questions we got here? Boy, look at all these. Look at that list. Look at this list. Oh, here's a nice comment. Thank you so much. Hey, Jose. Ever since I was a kid, I watched Barney and Friends on VHS as well as, I'm not sure what that is, airings. I've been a fan of yours since and still am to this day. Thank you so much. You are so sweet. I appreciate you. Really do. It's so great to have you. What a fantastic community we have. Thank you so much. And, there's one other thing that I want to thank everybody for right now, and that is something very special. Are you ready? Because this is kind of a big thing. Ladies and gentlemen, this happened.
I love you.
Frosted Lucky Charms.
Whoa, wait a minute. What's this? Oh, yes. 1 million plays on Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes. That was the video. The video that was. The Lucky Charms video that I did with Daniel Ross. It's like, it's so great. I can't believe that we got 1 million plays on Facebook. I put up a video talking about how we did 550 whatever thousand, and it went to 1 million after that, and I kind of held back, and I wanted to make an announcement in a stream, and that was it. 1 million plays on Facebook. Thank you to everyone. I really appreciate you. I don't know what to say. It blows my mind that we got that many plays. Although I have to say, it had a lot to do with Daniel because he's got a lot of followers. would send people to me on TikTok and on Instagram and over on Facebook and everything. But but the way it worked out was it was really mostly you guys and whoever else happened to get shared with, and a lot of you shared just tons of times. I appreciate that.
we, we, we both are. Thank you very much. I have to say this in an Elvis voice because I have the Elvis lip. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sincerely. So awesome. So thanks, and so yeah, I mean, it is mind blowing. I wish we could have had I wish we could have had more plays on TikTok. I haven't mentioned this really, but on TikTok, um, the number of plays is only 2,800 or so, not a million. And I guess the reason for that may be that it was my very first video that I put up. It could be. They don't really tell you what their criteria are. Actually, they said you violated our community standards because it was either unoriginal or low quality. And I thought that's pretty interesting, unoriginal or low quality. I created, Daniel and I created this thing, and and so it's not unoriginal, and it is. I don't think it's low quality. Do you? I don't think it is. What can we do? There. I think I just have to put out a bunch of videos on TikTok before they're going to really start to put me on the For You page. So, but we'll see. It's tough. My schedule has been such that I found it kind of tough to do short form videos. I'm gonna work on it. It's tough to promise, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I am going to, let's see else. What else? I think we're going to take some more questions here. Yeah. So that was awesome. Thank you so much again. What else? What else? Oh yeah. Here's a good point. David Brodsky, happy 30th anniversary Barney Live, New York City. Yes. Thank you so much. That was my favorite thing. I guess that was pretty much my favorite video to do was that show because just everything about it was amazing. The audiences were amazing, and the kids did such a great job, and we got to work with the Rockettes, and and it was awesome. The audiences they were perfect. They laughed in the right places, and they sang along, and they were quiet when they should have been, and you can't ask for anything better than that. So, oh, and Dennis C, thank you very much for the stars. 200 stars. Awesome. You rock. What else? Let's see here. Here's another question. What is this? Oh, Blake asks, you mentioned putting on the Barney suit. When was this? This was many a year ago. This was early on when Barney, this was probably like in 92 or 93 or something. And it was, Barney was going to be doing an appearance on a local news station in the Dallas area. And I did, and unfortunately, I guess it was David Joyner, who couldn't make it to that for some reason because he had something else that he was doing. And they had to record a teaser to put on the night before, on the news the night before, which was just, saying, hey, Barney's going to be here on, in the morning or something. And so they just needed Barney to just wave and, silently say hello to the camera. And so I got in the costume and I peeked around a corner of a wall and I just did this. And that was it. I was in the costume for maybe 15 minutes or so. And that was the only time I was ever in the costume. and again, I am very happy that I had the voice job and not the sweaty job. Oh my goodness gracious. Ugh. What else here? What else? I'm gonna look for more questions. Hmm. And what else? What other questions we got? Uh, and Brian asks, so for Barney at Radio City, were the kids pre-recorded or were they speaking live? They were speaking live, and I was speaking live. The only things that were pre-recorded were the songs, and that's the usual way it's done. Um, but it was, but yeah, that's the safest way to do those things. It makes it a lot easier to yes, you owe me a Coke, Emmy. Jinx. But yeah, it makes it a lot easier to do. You really have to pre-record the songs because we didn't have a live orchestra there or anything like that. Although they have, it's Radio City Music Hall. We could have had a live orchestra because they got that huge orchestra pit, and that could have happened. But that would have been very expensive, I'm sure. That would have been interesting though. Um, do. Who else? Oh, this is nice. So Jose says, "I'm a Pasquale fan since I've been to Chuck E. Cheese a few times. What inspired you to voice him?" Well, an audition request. they they had a this thing called Concept Unification when they were putting together Showbiz Pizza and Chuck E. Cheese into one company, and they were merging the shows. And they, decided to use the Chuck E. Cheese characters and redress all of the Showbiz Pizza characters as Chuck E. Cheese characters, and they decided to recast everything, and they cast a wide net. And I happen to be, I think one of the reasons why they cast me was I was local to Irving, the Dallas area, and Irving was their corporate headquarters. And so they recorded locally. And so if they had hired people from LA or whatever, they would have had to fly them in every time, or maybe do a remote session. Although remote sessions were not really that much of a thing at the time. They didn't have the same software that we have now and all that. But yeah, it was fun. And I did. And if you're talking about the voice, how did I select the voice? I modeled him on Mr. Haney from Green Acres, a television show. And I guarantee this is the #1 genuine article. He was kind of a scammer. And I kind of made him a little bit more upbeat and a little younger, so I called him Mr. Haney Jr. And he sounded like this. Is he around here somewhere? Nope, he's hiding. Jasper and Pasquale, they ran away from me. They're probably off someplace. I don't know. They're probably off. They're probably off bicycling around Los Angeles. They like to cycle around. Let's see. What's next? What is next? Isaiah asks, "What about Barney's musical Castle and Big Surprise? Were you speaking the lines too?" Yes, but they were pre-recorded. I wasn't there. That's a different situation. Radio City was more of a live show. It's about as live as you could possibly get, and we only did it for what was it, 11 performances, all of which were sold out. And so, but for the arena shows, the touring shows, there was no way for me to go on the road and do all of those shows while we still had to shoot the show and that sort of thing. So we pre-recorded my vocals. We had the songs separate from the dialogue on separate tape machines. I think they were on. What were they on? There was it was DATs, digital audio tapes, and they would just cue each line, one line at a time. And if they had somebody along to be to be a stand-in, to be kind of an understudy. David Franks went along on tour to do Barney's voice just in case the tape machines broke. And I think he said he only had to do it one time. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, that was the way that was done. La, 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 la. So here's a question, and here's one of the frequently asked questions. Try to upload scenes of one specific thing. One specific thing. In this case, Barney's talent show for Happy Dancing, where Barney dances in his tap dancing clothes. I don't have that footage. Again, every time somebody asks me this question, I have the same answer, and that is, if you're asking me for a specific thing, it's very likely that I don't have it because I have very, very, very little behind-the-scenes footage. If I have behind-the-scenes footage, you will eventually see all of it because I am going to put it up. Over time, you will see all of it. I'm not going to hold anything, but there may be a few things that I hold back because, for reasons. Not because I don't want them to be seen, but, maybe a special project, maybe a special video that I put together or something later. But yeah, I appreciate your interest in specific things for behind the scenes footage, but you kind of might as well not ask me for specific stuff because it's 99.9% chance that I don't have it. So sorry about that. Sorry. What else? There are folks offering to volunteer to help find behind the scenes footage, and basically there are only two people who have behind the scenes footage. That's me and Stephen White, and maybe one other person who was on set. But we all kind of know, we know where it is, but there isn't any footage like out on YouTube or something that is behind the scenes footage that we don't already have or don't already know about. There are bloopers and that sort of thing. Any of the blooper reels that you see, those came from rap party tapes. When we would have a rap party at the end of a season, they would play one of these videos that our fabulous editors had put together of outtakes and stuff that we had from the show and from that season of the show, and there was some pretty funny stuff, including the purse snatching video. But as far as behind the scenes stuff, there's really very little. And as I've said, we kind of regret that we did not do more shooting of behind the scenes stuff. So it would be nice. It would be nice. Let's see. What else? Hey, Jason, how are you? Good to see you. What else? There's some questions that I don't understand. So, yeah, I love the purse snatching video too. It's pretty funny. It's like one of the very rare times that we set up something like that to do. And it definitely got popular and got spread around. Let's see. Looking at questions. What else? There are various discussions in the that I can't follow in the in the chat. They're kind of interesting. Well, yeah. There's a lot of interesting comments here that I can't follow because you're going deep, and I'm not quite sure what's going on. So yeah. Lots of folks here. David, James. Boy, I just can't keep up. Cannot keep up. But so, hey, I kind of need to go now. It's about that time. Almost an hour, I guess we did. So we had our fabulous announcements. Yay! Awesome. And thanks everybody for coming, and thanks again for the million plays on Facebook. Again, very mind blowing, amazing. Thank you so much. I wanted to tell you about what's going on with Streamily. Streamily, I do have my store open right now, and I'm going to add a couple of things over the next week, like books and stuff. So you might want to check in to the store and see if there's something there that you want to get signed. And then after that, I'll be doing. I have probably 3 new photos that I'm gonna add, but that'll have to be after the next signing because I won't get the prints in time. So look forward to that as well. But since I have the books here with me, I'll be able to sign those and send them out. What I'll do is I take a photo of the book and I put it on the Streamily store, and then you see it, you click on it, and if you want to purchase it, and then I think I only have like 1 or 2 of each of these books, and there's not a whole lot of them. So they're gonna happen fast. What I should probably do is I should probably announce on my page when I add those to the Streamily store so that you can go there and you're not having to check every 10 minutes. And then there's also Cameo. Yes, would you like a custom video shout out at Cameo starring Bob West and Barney the Dinosaur? Check it out. I am going to have my Cameos open for a few days, and then I'm going to take a break and shut it down for another few days. My schedule has gotten very busy, and I have to kind of do it off and on so that I'm not piling up everything on me. I'm really behind in some of my personal projects, especially things that I want to do that have to do with my page and that sort of thing, but various other stuff. And a reminder, hit like and get notifications on Facebook and over on YouTube. Subscribe, get notifications, and over on Twitch, where you're looking at a black screen right now, follow and get notifications, and we will figure out what's going on with Twitch so that gets fixed for the very next stream. I promise. I will test next time. All right, people, thank you so much, and we're going to have to say,
Hey, would you like a big hug? Yes, a great big group hug. I would like that. Okay, here we go. Woo, thank you so much. All right, everybody. So long. Take care. Bye-bye.